Hello, my name is Jonathan Sarine, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about computer programming. You may have been on a browser like Chrome, browsing the internet, and accidentally pushed a few buttons and brought up a little sidebar that looks like this. Here you have developer tools, and if you click sources and then find an HTML file or a CSS file or a JS file, you can see some of the code that goes into making a website function. Here I have a bit of HTML right here at the top that kind of sets up the framework of the page. In the script tag, I have JavaScript, which helps the page function better. And down here below, in the style tag, which is an HTML tag, I have a language which is called CSS, and that helps you style and make borders and things and change the font and size of text. Now, when I first started this, I tried to find the easiest way to start creating and start building things. And what I found was that you can actually open a notepad file. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you can type whatever you want. A common thing to start off with is hello world. And in any language that you learn for computer programming, you'll often learn a hello world program just to start out with. Let's go ahead and save this file. And we're going to save it as hello world.html. And the file type is important. I already have it, so it just wants me to replace it. And now that we have that, I'm going to open that up in Chrome. And what appears is just this little text right here that says hello world. Now that's just bare text without any HTML. If we add some HTML, like and instead of Notepad, just the regular Notepad, you can use what's called a text editor. On Windows, I'm using Notepad++. If you're on Mac, a good one is Sublime. And I can add just a little tag here, which is a header, to make the text a little bit bigger. And the browser will recognize it as the header for a website. So now let's open up Hello World again. And here we have some bigger text. You can learn a lot of this stuff just by going onto websites, clicking Control-Shift-J. On Chrome at least, this will open up your browser tools or your developer tools and help you get started viewing some of this language. Some other good resources are W3 Schools, which has text tutorials that you can read through on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and it has some back-end languages, which are languages that operate on a server rather than a client, which is our personal computers and the browser that we use to explore the internet. There's PHP, which is another server-side language, and Bootstrap and jQuery are both frameworks that are used inside of HTML and JavaScript to kind of make things easier. Another good one, which is a little bit more hands-on, is Codecademy, and they run you through some interactive tutorials. And my favorite is FreeCodeCamp, which gives you different projects that you can do to practice programming, and eventually gives you different certificates for different languages, and eventually you're able to work on non-profit programs and gain work experience and build a portfolio, and eventually hopefully get hired as a computer programmer. I wanted to show you something I built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, a little bit of Bootstrap, and PHP actually. So it uses a bit of the database stuff. And what that does is it helps me, say like right here you have a pin, and if I were to type hello BYU, and here I'm going to put author Jonathan, that's me. I can add a note there, and it adds that to to this database. There, it popped up right there, of different notes that I've made. And if I refresh the page, normally if I was just using a client-side language, this would go away. But since I'm using a back-end language and a information storage program called JSON, or JSON, which is JavaScript object notation, that's how these are able to remain available even though we've refreshed the page. So I hope that's given you enough to kind of get you inspired to do some computer programming of your own. It can be a lot of fun, and if you like building anything, I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you for listening.